Guys of Reddit, what is something that no matter how much you explain, girls will never understand? Story 1, when you ask me what I'm thinking about, and I say, nothing much, it doesn't mean I'm upset. It literally means I'm not thinking of much, except maybe how I can possibly fit a tiger into a tutu. Story 2, ball pain. It's not so much the magnitude, as I'm sure it's not actually worse than something like childbirth. It's more the manifestation. If you get kicked in the head, your head hurts. If you get kicked in you're hurt, but then the pain migrates through you into your guts and face and head. Also, they'll never understand the weird feeling you get in your wiener if you poke yourself in the belly button really hard. Story 3, 2 things. 1, I have no idea what any of your outfits or articles of clothing will look like on you unless I'm actually seeing you in it. When you ask what I think of that dress and I say, I have no idea, it looks like a dress too. When I say I don't care, I actually mean it. When you ask me to pick between trivial things and I say I don't care, it means it makes no difference to me at all one way or another. Pick what you want. 3, I do not pick up on hints at all. If you want something, tell me yes by Hook's math. 2 things is 3 things. Story 4, when you tell them to pick somewhere to eat because you don't care, it means that they should pick where to eat. Wife, let's go out to dinner. Yeah. Me, okay, you pick because I don't care where we go. Wife, I don't know. You go ahead and pick a place. I don't care either. Me, okay, Olive Garden. Wife, no. I just ate there for lunch 2 days ago with my BFF. Me, well, just pick a place you haven't been to lately because I will eat anything. Wife, you pick. Me, okay, Red Robin. Wife, no, I don't like that place. Me, fine. Pick somewhere then. Wife, anywhere. You pick. Me, why am I with you? Story 5, talking. Guys can call each other the most appalling names and still be great friends. Try calling a female friend a useless sack of and see how that works for you. Shrinkage. Story 6, hints. That I don't even use hints on video games. Just tell me what's bugging you and I will make strides to remedy the problem. She shed it. I guess I should have clarified, said what I'm doing personally that's bugging them, and not when they're venting about problems like at work or with their friends, etc. Haha, boners can be a big problem in public. Story 7, that when I'm sitting and not saying anything, I'm probably not mad. I'm probably just thinking about the technical aspects of riding dinosaurs or something else important. Story 8, probably the struggles of dating as a man. You absolutely have to be forward and proactive. You can't just look pretty and hope someone will come when the time is right. You have to make the time right. That also means if you're shy, you're essentially, I know plenty of good men whose only blockade is that they're just too shy. Story 9, sometimes I really just want to be alone to take a nap or play 50 hours of Breath of the Wild. It's not that I don't like you or am mad at you. I just really enjoy having my own life too. As should you. Story 10, with its hard, it starts doing all this crazy double streams and whatnot. I don't know why it does it, but it can't be controlled. Just how much pressure we feel to be a man, not from women, but from each other as well. The competitive nature we have with each other and how self-destructive it can be if we don't feel like we're accomplishing something. Masculinity can be a real double-edged sword. And oftentimes when you're struggling with your problems, I know from experience, it feels like there isn't a place to vent. I feel like most men don't even understand the problems inherent with our upculture of masculinity, let alone women and men. That's kind of serious answer. A joke, I guess, trying to see how far away from the toilet you can stand when you're a kid while peeing. Maybe I was a weird kid. Story 11, most mature girls, women, seem to understand, but there's still a fairly large subset who think that playing hard to get works. Perhaps it does on other guys. I just say, oh, you're not interested, and move on. It's always funny when a few weeks later, her friend will ask me why I ghosted on the girl and tell me she wanted me to chase her and make her feel wanted. I was like me taking her on a dinner date and trying to schedule a follow-up date multiple times didn't make her feel wanted. Story 12, we 100 sincerely do not give a single solitary about 99 of your insecurities. You can safely drop 99 of your insecurities you have when interacting with men. We're not looking at the small smudge on your shoe and thinking, look at this. We're not judging you on the hue of your makeup product that we don't even know exists. Mind games. Don't read too closely into what we say. Every comment about some arbitrary action of yours is not some and the city pseudo-intellectual jab at who you are as a human being. Almost all of us view you as an actual human being. We don't objectify you. Be more confident in the workplace. Yes, your opinion matters. No one is conspiring against you because you're a woman. The only time I can see this being an issue is when a female is artificially placed on a company's board of directors for the sole purpose of being a female. But even then we don't give that much of a, we're cool with it after 2 seconds. A confident woman is a poor man's Viagra. If you hold others to expectations you did not clearly set, you invite problems. Story 13, the ability for 2 guys to get into a fight and nearly immediately after become friends. There's a bond that gets built from punching someone in the face. Story 14, that as men we crave compliments. Nothing will make us happier than to be told we look good, smell good, etc. This is why I believe, at least, why we men tend to compliment women too much sometimes. We sometimes overuse the golden rule. We treat women as we want to be treated. I have worked with some pretty attractive men who would get hit on often, which was nothing for them. But the second someone actually complimented them, they lit up like a god-gorgeous Christmas tree. Story 15, subtle hints rarely work. You want something, you ask for it. You want me to do summering, you tell me what you want. Conversely, don't take anything a guy does as a subtle hint. I don't want to hear I thought you wanted X because this one time you did Y. I specifically told you I wanted Z. Now I'm stuck with X because apparently this one time I did Y. How does that make sense? Story 16, this weird divide that exists between men and women in public, makes me sad that women are afraid to smile or even acknowledge a man in public because all of the creeps they have encountered in the past. It makes my day when a smile in passing is shared with someone else in public. The dudes that ruined this for the rest of us. When girls play punch, it can hurt. When done repeatedly, it hurts more. We want flinch and we'll even laugh, but in my head I'm like, if you were a dude, I swear to God. Story 17, that sometimes I like to go a few days without shaving. It's not because I'm thinking of growing a beard or that I'm being too lazy to shave. It's simply something in my nature that I do. Story 18, when we're sat watching TV at night, and she sees me with my hand down my pants, and I'm not pleasuring myself. It's just comfortable to cup my, and it's something that happens without thinking about it. She always laughs and thinks she's caught me out, but I tell her where to go and that it's just comforting. Story 19, the incredible feeling of accomplishment when you fill the toilet bowl perfectly with foam by the end of your pee. No holes, no gaps, perfect thin circle layer of foam. Story 20, men have feelings. We laugh, we cry, we hurt. Please be aware of this and treat us with the same dignity that you wish to be treated. Don't assume that we are giant, uncaring boulders, and definitely don't tell us to man up if we share our problems or, God forbid, cry. Story 21, manspreading. I cannot physically put my knees together because it hurts. 1, no, am not being. 2, your purse on the next seat takes up more room. 3, I am not mansplaining, and using these words is not nice. Story 22, unless she's also a gamer, which so far no past relationships of my own have been. Have her over while I game with friends, just kind of sit there, do whatever she wants to do, listen to music, sleep, text people ECT. But I personally just enjoy having someone there, and going on adventures isn't always necessary. Story 23, I don't hate you, am not mad. Nothing is wrong, I just want to be left alone for a bit. Popping back in and asking questions is not leaving me alone. Talking to me just to have words is not leaving me alone. Just go be cool so that I can reset. Story 24, guys can fight, even verbally, and then be okay afterward. In fact, sometimes we are better friends after earning respect. My female boss doesn't understand why I sometimes have to put aggressive new people in check sometimes. It's a male thing. We all get along great now, and everything runs smoothly, which is always a shock to her. And no, it wouldn't have been better if we avoided conflict. You'd have 12 alpha males constantly fighting for position instead of having me continue to be the team lead. It's just the way it is with guys. Story 25, when I say I'm just finishing my pint, then coming home and rolling 5 hours later. It's because my mates kept buying me more drinks, and it was rude not to drink them. Story 26, it is possible to sit on your. And it sucks so much, an ex of mine didn't believe it was physically possible when I did it once, even after I got him out and showed that it was possible for them to go under my thigh. Story 27, when you say we don't want you to fix it, what men really hear is I'm only interested in complaining about it. Taking the proverbial nail out of your forehead might do the trick, you know. Story 28, am not mad. My face is just relaxed. I'm not mad about having to get up from a relaxed position. It just takes effort to get up, so I make noise when I do. Yes, and try to keep you focused. You said you needed to do this thing, and you keep doing something else and not it. Do it before you get mad at me for not making you do it. No, not that thing. This thing, the thing you said you needed to do. No, not, damn it, woman, are we going to do that thing or not? Story 29-1. It isn't my fault you can't remember to put the toilet seat down before you sit. I've been sitting on the toilet for 24 years and never sat inside the bowl too. Sometimes I want to drink beer and play Xbox for a few hours. 3, I can't control my random boners. 4. When I say I'm not thinking about anything, I'm honestly not thinking about anything. 5, I literally don't care where or what we eat, as long as beer is involved. 6, if you say I'm fine or nothing's wrong, I legitimately think everything is cool. 7, I watch your dumb shows all the time. We can watch 2 episodes of Trailer Park Boys. Story 30, don't get mad when you ask what we were thinking about. What are you thinking about? Nothing. No, really, what are you thinking about? Really, I wasn't thinking about anything. Shrieking girls do not have this ability. Guys can actually turn their brains off for periods of time and can actually think about nothing. Since girls can't do it, they assume we are lying or mad about something when in reality, nothing is on our mind. Story 31, how fragile a man's stature can be. Got rejected by a girl, loser. Can't provide for the family, loser. Can't pleasure your lady, loser. Oh, your wife earns more than you, what a loser. Not universally true, but everyone looks up to the man of the house, but people are quick to judge when a man fails to deliver. Story 32, having to adjust your in public after sitting for a while. It can get so uncomfortable. You end having to wiggle your whole body around because you obviously can't just reach in there. Story 33, the reason that I do not want to commit to marriage is not because I do not love you, although it could be that in some cases. It is because I cannot see the financial way to support a wife and baby at this time. Story 34, getting hit in the even a slight tap is painful. Not like dying in pain painful, but painful enough to go HNNGRFHF. My GF all the time is like that doesn't hurt. Wasn't even hard if she accidentally hits me in with a broom or some like, yeah, it doesn't hurt in 5 seconds, but it's not as if you're lightly hitting me on the arm. Story 35, try to explain a guy's perspective when asking a girl out. When a guy asks a girl out, there are only a few potential outcomes. 1, you're a creep. Rejection. 2, they're taken. You're in. 3, they're taken. You're her knight in shining armor. You're still, and for she's into you, profit, success. Let's just say the odds of the outcomes get exponentially less likely as you go down the list, hence our apprehension at times. Story 36, it is stressful for me to listen to you complain about bad things that happened. I do it because I love you and I want to provide you with emotional support. But what is cathartic for you is creating a negative emotional experience for me that I now need to find my own catharsis for. This conversation we have relieves you of the burden and puts it on me. I do this as a gift to you because I have the strength to bear that burden until I can burn it as fuel to move the iron or pound the sidewalk. Story 37, they will never understand that we honestly don't care about their friends at work. I don't care that Sally told Gavin that Ethan ate Catherine's pasta. Story 38, I really don't have an opinion on which shoes you should wear. I generally don't have strong opinion on clothes, anything decorative around the house, paint, furniture, etc., where we go to eat. If I do suddenly have an opinion, rest assured that it's pretty important to me and kind of big deal and not something I want to be convinced otherwise about. Current significant other has managed to grasp this pretty well, so that's helpful. Story 39, compliments are actually super important. Men rarely ever get anything so much as a hey, your hair looks nice today, whereas ladies are usually deluged with them from both genders. When a man is complimented, he remembers it vividly. Or at least I do. Story 40, we don't get the whole venting thing. If you tell us a problem, we're going to try and help you solve it. Why would someone want to keep complaining about something but not fix it? What is the point of it? Story 41, it's not just female gender roles that are getting redefined. Testosterone aside, society conditions guys from a young age to be stoic uber warrior gods. I thought Fight Club did a better job of explaining this. It's hard to fulfill the traditional image of masculinity with the modern world. In process of redefining that concept will involve a lot of societal angst. Story 42, that guys can sit in the car for hours and hours and not say one word. And no one is mad or anything. It's a car full of dudes. We don't need to talk for 6 hours. What's the problem? Story 43, it is impossible for women to understand what it's like to automatically be considered creepy by all random women girls a guy encounters until proven otherwise. Bonus thing being automatically thought of for being blunt. Perhaps your idea is just dumb and I'm telling you as much like I would anyone else. Story 44, that my friends and I can hang out all weekend long and never actually have an in-depth conversation about our personal lives. We usually just sit around, throw insults, and have arguments about whether or not Godzilla or King Kong would win a fight, etc. No, I didn't ask about the wife and kids. Story 45, scratching or adjusting the boys. It's nothing for women to adjust the girls in a bra, but when a guy has to do it, it's sick, disgusting, but all guys know you got to do it sometimes. Story 46, that watching has all to do with our relationship not being awesome. And masturbation is like stopping for shitty chicken nuggets when you aren't going to have a meal for a while, not like choosing shitty chicken nuggets over steak. Story 47, I've tried to describe this to women before, and they've either been offended or just not understood. This obviously doesn't represent every individual, but I've seen the following quite often. Love in a relationship ends up forming as a cause and effect relationship from the guy's perspective. You get her flowers without asking, and she kisses you extra hard. You organize a special evening, and you have awesome passionate. Over time, guys, myself included, feel like love ends up being only one-sided and we can't really experience it. Like as a guy, I want to be wooed as well. But it seems like a lot of girls I've been with think them having with me is the only way to woo me. Or at least it seems they think that's the best gift they could give me. I went through an 8-month relationship where I did lots of special little things for her, yet no large displays of love were given back. In the end, she fell in love with me, and I nodded all for her. Sometimes I want to be given flowers or told I look muscly that day. This cause-effect relationship ends up souring the experience of love for guys because of a secret desire I think a lot of men have. I think a lot of guys want to know they be loved even if it happens. Let's say I've done some number of things that have gotten positive responses. What if I can no longer provide those things? I feel like a lot of guys want to know they'd still be loved if they'd lost their job, gained a little weight, or something else bad. This doesn't work with the cause-effect thing, because guys tend to worry if they no longer have the causes, then the effect will end too, which to many can be a valid fear, losing a job and no longer able to support girlfriend, which to many is a normal and not bad dynamic to have. This is not an original idea, but I can't remember where I saw it, but it ended up sticking with me. And I've had conversations with guys that have completely understood me, but yet to find a straight and relatively average girl who understood what I tried to say. Story 48, yes. I am gay, no. I will not try to you, not with someone else's and then pushing, no. I don't care how beautiful our hypothetical children would be, no. You couldn't turn me. Story 49, apparently. Putting on pants. 2 friends of mine, girls, video chatted with me and asked me for over 4 hours how guys put on pants and couldn't understand. What's not to understand? What is different? Story 50, what getting hit hard in the feels like aside from kidney stones. It's probably the worst pain you'll ever experience for a few seconds, minutes. Nut. Story 51, the fact that women can just casually go out and get laid almost instantly with little to no effort. It's equal, they say, wrong. You as a woman, no matter how you look, could walk up to 100 guys and ask them for. More than half would likely oblige. If I did that, I'd get 99 slaps in the face and maybe the clap by the end of the night. If I'm lucky. Story 52, how is getting hit in the not the top comment. Sure, ladies, I'm sure getting hit in the hurts. And I know your bosoms are very tender. And it hurts when they get hit, but getting hit in the is unimaginably bad. Your whole body suffers. Story 53, you've all seen The Simpsons, I'm sure. Barney is what Homer would be if Homer didn't have a family. His clothes are dirty. He spends all of his time at the bar. He's a grand wizard alcoholic. He works at a bowling alley. Homer is married. He has a family. He works a white-collar 9-to-5 job. He drinks too much. He goes to the same bar, but his clothes are clean. Barney is a little fatter. He's a little stooped over. You could say Barney is a little freer. But Homer has more. You could certainly say he's a better man, even though he's not, at his base, any different. I don't think Homer Simpson got there by being open with his feelings and working through life as an absolutely equivalent partner with a 1-to-1 ratio of action towards Marge. I think he got there because he had someone to support, someone that he wanted to do his best for, even if not in a grand scheme. Each individual action knowing that it would be better for him in some way, but in an absolute way better for them and the family as a whole. You'll see people, particularly women, speak a lot on the desire for communication and for the man to be more open. I don't think men feel better when they're open. I think men feel better when they could do something about their issue. Communication, I think, carries too much with it the implication that you could change someone's behavior or evolve the people that are suited for a relationship. I think just naturally want to support each other if they love and believe in each other. I'm not sure if my point is coming across. Story 54, the difference between men and women is that men show friendship by giving each other insults that they don't mean, while women show friendship by giving each other compliments that they don't mean. Story 55, most of the misunderstandings between the sexes boils down to this statement: men think and women feel. Edit in for I get flamed. Women can think and men can feel, but that's not their normal way of interpreting what they observe. Story 56, just because I'm trying to help you find solutions to the problem you told me about does not mean I'm not listening to how the problem made you feel. This also doesn't stop me from letting you vent. Trying to help you with a shitty situation is one of the ways I can show you that I listened to what you said, processed it, and care about what's happening to you. Story 57, 2 things. When I say nothing when you ask what I'm thinking about, it's because it was something weird, like it would be so trippy if doors moaned softly when you close them. If I said that aloud, you'd assume I was taking the you will literally never give me a better handjob than I can give myself. Story 58, reading all of these, I just think, Jesus, we women really do complicate things. My fiance, and I will go months without even so much as a little lip. I've just realized that men are pretty straightforward. If I'm concerned with anything and in any way, all I have to do is ask. Basically, no news is good news with men. Story 59, how a penis doesn't only become erect from being turned on. Sometimes you're just as surprised as there your twiggy stick awakens from its slumber. Story 60, we are capable of empathy. It's condescending when you act like we can't possibly imagine what it's like to have stomach cramps, a headache, and a bad temper. It's a period we understand what the symptoms are. We get that it isn't pleasant. Stop acting like you're the first stupid cow to develop a reproductive system. And while on the subject of empathy, grow some. When I cough up half a lung, am not suffering man flu, am ill. I get sick maybe once or twice a year, and it doesn't cost you anything to leave me alone to suffer in peace without your high-pitched cackling at my made-up illness. You self-obsessed shitbird. Wow, had some stuff build up there. Story 61, you gotta tell me what is in your mind that you are upset about. You can't say I'm wrong when I'm guessing and continue being upset. I will just ignore you eventually, which makes you even more upset. Why is it so hard to sit down and sort things out before we continue? Story 62, the feeling of peeling off the inner thigh on a hot day. This will probably get buried, but being content, I have a good life, and I enjoy it. My wife and pretty much all of my past girlfriends have all been obsessed with doing more or learning something new or scheduling themselves to ruin with different things, and then they complain of always being stressed out. I work from home, I get paid a lot, and I probably do 14 of the work that she does, and I enjoy time with my kids, am happy where I am and who I am, and I get a lot of shade for not following in her path of life competition. Story 63, sometimes short dialogue when discussing feelings is okay. Girls seem to want to have long conversations, but with guys it can be as simple as you doing all right, man? No, you want to talk about it. No, I'm good, all right, but I'm here for you, man. Thanks, bro. Story 64, guys tend to earn more because one, we do that no one else will, and two, we tend to live for our careers. One, we understand the male ego, and the boss needs to have his ego protected and inflated constantly. No one cares if you make $1 million for the company, but everyone remembers when you make them feel good. Guys can pull this off much easier than women. Two, it's not as true today as it used to be, but it's generally still valid. Story 65, that guns and shooting and stuff getting shot or blown up turns us into droolers. It's addictive, and nothing you can say no matter how reasonable your argument does it matter. More ammo. Story 66, that sometimes I just get in a funk. Not because of anything in particular, just a culmination of things finally reaching a crescendo. Just give me a few minutes hour to recollect myself and refocus mentally, you'll be good. Swear, babe. Not your fault. Story 67, some thoughts. When an issue is over and forgiveness has been given, it should be over, not brought up again weeks, months, or years later. Why toilet targets exist. Honey, why are you still in the bathroom? Sweetie, you don't understand. I got to nail Kim Jong-un. Even though we understand no means no and respect it, it still stings to be turned down. We try not to get stuffy about it. Just doesn't always work. Story 68 for me at least. Just how much I don't give about other people's business. Oh, babe, BTW, I hear and broke up. Oh, my God, what happened? Oh, I don't know. How did you not ask? I just figured they would tell me if they wanted me to know. It drives her absolutely insane. Story 69, that sometimes we just want to be with guys like at the golf club after a round. We want to have a men's grill where we can laugh loudly, smoke a cigar, tell dirty jokes, bust each other's, and curse like we did in high school. But I've been a member of 2 clubs that had one, and each time, the year after I joined, the women insisted we get rid of it because it was discriminatory or some such BS. Story 70, I want to solve your problems, not commiserate with you. If you solve them, you wouldn't be unhappy. Expressing your feelings about an unpleasant situation is only step 1. There's other steps that solve the issue, and then we can move on. Story 71, we insult each other a lot, and usually it doesn't mean anything. So if you just heard some random guy get called by his friend the most insulting thing you've ever heard and all of his close friends laugh, it's often just guys goofing around. I had to explain this to my principal once. Story 72, obviously, this isn't always the case. But if a guy is trying to be friends with you, he probably wants to hook up with you. I've never slept with any of my female friends, but I wouldn't be friends with them if I hadn't wanted to at first. Shallow. AF, I know. Story 73, oh, dude, I have something to say. Just because I do not show outward emotion does not mean that I am an emotionless human being without a soul. Just because I do not cry around anyone when something bad happens does not mean I am heartless. I just go into my room, faceplant onto my bed, then literally lay there till I'm no longer sad. Just because I do not curse when I'm angry does not mean that I'm always passive. I would really love to cave someone's face in with my fist at times. That is how angry I get. Just because I do not smile when something good happens does not mean that nothing is good enough for me. I just grin. There's a difference, and vice versa. Sometimes I smile because I have a horrible poker face. Mostly I smile when I have a secret that doesn't benefit me. I have grown up with the thought of being that tough brick wall, and I do not seem to feel pain or any other emotion. However, I do feel these things, but I prefer to hide them. Also, I like T.I. burp and loudly. It helps me to assert my dominance in the room. The loudest burp belongs to the alpha, and the worst smelling does too, at least in my book. Story 74-1. You can ask me to do something, or you can tell me how you want it done. You can't do both too. We want to solve problems. Tell me your problems if you want me to suggest solutions. If you just want to complain, you have girlfriends for that. 3, sometimes I'm legitimately not thinking about anything. 4, me doing thing without you does not mean I think thing is more important than you. 5, we don't do well with ultimatums or emotional blackmail. If your affection is conditional, it isn't real. 6, compliment us every once in a while. You'd be surprised how rare it is for men to receive positive feedback. It goes a long way. 7, we don't want to be friends with your girlfriends, boyfriends, husbands. 8, but contrary to some male stereotypes, we don't necessarily want all the time if we aren't into it right now or want to do something else. It doesn't mean that we don't find you attractive or that there's something wrong with you. We just legitimately aren't interested in that moment. It happens. 9, just tell me what you want for dinner. Don't say you don't care or anything, then shoot down what I suggest. The post-male thought process is like flipping a switch. It's night and day. We're not trying to seem distant. We do not appreciate what just happened. We do. It's just that the imperative has been satisfied and our brains do a complete 180. It goes something like this. Oh, yeah. God, I love this woman. Sexy thoughts. Yeah, that's right. Yes, I need to remember to pick up dog food later. I should fill up my gas tank on the way to work in the morning. Man, I'm hungry. How much being seen as an inherent threat takes a toll on our happiness? How much being seen as disposable and expected to willingly throw ourselves into danger for you takes a toll on our happiness? How much having to always approach, be rejected, and try again takes a toll on our happiness? Story 75, when we met your ex or any guy that might have any romantic intentions, we always size them up and think about whether or not we could take them in a fight. Not in a bad way, just a biological way. It's in our software. Story 76, that just because I look at another woman and maybe even find her an attractive person, doesn't mean I want to run over and have with her. Essentially, there's a difference between looking at someone and finding them attractive and ogling them mercilessly. Story 77, manspreading, is not us trying to tell you we have a big. It's actually not about the at all. It's about the getting stuck to the side of the leg. Story 78, being the subject of so much misinformation, suspicion, and downright derision by people that should be the ones trying to help us the most. Thanks, feminism. Story 79, 1, how to dap someone up correctly whenever I try to show a girl the noise is absent, and it just is very subpar too. How to hump. I'm serious about this one. Next time it's appropriate to ask, doesn't come up too often, so definitely capitalize on an opportunity, ask a girl to hump the air. It just looks completely wrong. Story 80, am not annoyed or upset with you. I'm very tired and just happy listening to everyone and the conversation. Provoking me with constant why are you so annoyed is the reason I'm annoyed. Please believe us.